Some things are so rare they don't belong in private hands, and some are so dangerous the world outlawed them outright. From weapons you cannot buy to viruses locked in vaults. Today we're counting down the top 5 super rare illegal items on Earth. Why they're illegal, how rare they are, and what happens if anyone tries to possess them. From number 5 to number 1, we'll explain the international rules, the real risks, and safer ways to explore these stories. This is purely for educational purposes, not a how-to guide. Let's begin. At number 5, we have live trafficked great apes and certain critically endangered animals. Think chimpanzees, orangutans, and pangolins. These animals are not commodities. They are protected by national laws and international agreements that recognize their conservation and welfare needs. Many countries ban their export or private ownership. Internationally, species protection is enforced via agreements like CITES, the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species, which restricts or bans commercial trade in listed species. Smuggling live animals is logistically difficult and extremely risky for the animals themselves. High mortality rates, disease spread, and cruelty are all too common. Because of heavy enforcement and the biological fragility of these animals, trafficked individuals are rare on the open market. When they are discovered, it often sparks major law enforcement operations and prosecutions. If you want to help support accredited sanctuaries, conservation NGOs, and habitat protection programs rather than sensationalizing the illegal trade. Coming in at number 4, black rhino horn and modern elephant ivory. The horn of the black rhino and the ivory from recently killed elephants are illegal to trade in most countries and under CITES regulations. Poaching has driven these magnificent species to the brink of extinction, making intact, legal modern horns or ivory extremely scarce. Poachers target these species to meet black market demand. Many nations now criminalize the possession of modern ivory without clear proof of its origin, and international law restricts most commercial trade. This means any fresh horn or ivory on the market is almost certainly illicit. The penalties are severe, including heavy fines, imprisonment, and confiscation. But the real cost is accelerating the extinction of these animals. The scarcity of these items only increases the interest of criminal networks, fueling violence and corruption. Instead of glorifying illicit trophies, you can visit museums that display confiscated items, or support conservation groups working on anti-poaching and community protection. At number 3, we have authentic looted antiquities, unique archaeological treasures stolen from tombs, temples, or museums. By definition, these items are incredibly rare. Countries protect their cultural heritage with national laws and international frameworks like the 1970 UNESCO Convention, making unauthorized possession a serious crime. True one-of-a-kind artifacts like royal burial items, ancient manuscripts, or temple gold are irreplaceable. When they are looted, their historical context is lost forever, and their scientific and cultural value vanishes. That's why museums, governments, and courts around the world work so hard to repatriate looted objects. History is filled with high-profile cases where artifacts were returned to their country of origin after legal battles or diplomatic efforts. These stories show just how seriously nations take provenance. Possessors face seizure and legal action. Dealers can be blacklisted, and academic reputations can be ruined. Ethically, the harm is done to entire cultures. You can learn from museums with transparent provenance policies and support archaeological preservation. If you want a physical memento, buy certified replicas instead. Now for number 2, Le variola virus, the virus that causes smallpox. Smallpox was officially declared eradicated in 1980, and today, live samples are legally allowed to exist in only 2 WHO-approved laboratories in the entire world. Any other possession is illegal and poses a grave public health risk. Smallpox used to kill millions of people. Thanks to a global vaccination campaign, natural transmission has stopped. The remaining live samples exist only for tightly controlled research, for example, to test antiviral drugs or for diagnostic preparedness. Unauthorized possession threatens public health because most of today's population has little to no immunity. That's why WHO oversight, national biosafety laws, and criminal penalties are so strict. The tiny number of permitted samples and stringent access controls make any private possession nearly impossible and You can learn more through WHO resources and medical histories. Support global health institutions and biosafety education and never seek or handle dangerous pathogens. And the top spot goes to weapons-grade fissile, material highly enriched uranium or separated plutonium suitable for nuclear weapons. This is the rarest, most tightly controlled illicit item on the planet. Weapons-grade material is special because of its purity and physics. It can sustain the chain reactions needed for a nuclear weapon. Because of the extreme danger, these materials are governed by international treaties, export controls, and national security agencies. Possession outside of official state control is a global crime. Safeguards are enforced by organizations like the International Atomic Energy Agency, national security services, export control laws, and treaty regimes, such as the Non-Proliferation Treaty. The security around this material guarded facilities, accounting systems, and international cooperation makes it essentially inaccessible to private actors. That rarity is enforced by secrecy and real force. Trafficking or possession is treated as espionage or terrorism in many jurisdictions, with the harshest penalties imaginable. The humanitarian and environmental risks are unprecedented. To learn more, study nuclear history, policy, and non-proliferation work through reputable sources. Support arms control diplomacy and scientific transparency to reduce these risks. So, those were 5 of the rarest illegal items on Earth each. Unique in its danger and scarcity, some are illegal because they threaten lives and nations. Others because they rob humanity of its shared history. In every case, the best response is education, preservation, and lawful action. If you found this fascinating, hit like and subscribe. I make deep dives into strange, dangerous, and important corners of history and science. Tell me in the comments which item surprised you the most, or what topic you want explained next. Stay curious, and stay safe.